Live.
Hey friends, Alan Lee and Jason Call here. We are chiming in here on Facebook and YouTube. If you guys are following us on Facebook, if you tune into this live video on Facebook, we are using a streaming service called StreamYard. So you're going to need to allow StreamYard access to see your name on on Facebook, so we can see your name in the chat section. This is a live video, so we would love to hear your questions that you have that we can throw out some answers to. But Jason, maybe you want to introduce yourself to who you are in case people don't know who you are.
Yeah, sure. My name is Jason Call. I own handymanwebdesign.com. So pretty much what I do is work and partner with handyman businesses and contractors to help them with their website and digital marketing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, this live, we're just going to talk about the basics of marketing, as well as take some questions that you guys might have for us as far as marketing. We got WCCG chiming in from YouTube. He says nifty. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. We're like both on the same deal here. We got Paul Millers from YouTube. What's up, Paul? Good to see you. Says, hey fellows, nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Cool. I just saw the comment section.
Yeah, can you see the comments too?
Yeah. I just found my way there.
Awesome, cool guys. So yeah, leave us some comments, say hi. We would love to hear who you are, what your name is, where you're located, and how long have you been in business for. My name's Alan Lee, if you guys don't know me, Jason Call. So Jason, what would you say are like the basics of handyman marketing? Like what does every handyman need at the base level to get their name out there?
Sure. Real quick too, just to emphasize, I'd love to like hear questions. So if you have like a question, I mean, this is what I do all day is marketing for handyman businesses. So I just love I love to help out where I can. So the basics for a handyman marketing system is like you got digital and then you have, I guess, print. Like look at Alan right now. He's got his Honestly Handyman polo shirt. He looks professional. I'm sure he's got some business cards, some flyers in the truck. He's got the sticker on the truck. So whenever Alan, no matter where he's at, he's out and about, there you go. That is doing very good at like that print, like physical side of marketing. And then, so he showed up the job looking professional. I know you sent out professional invoices using Marcade or Joist or whatever. And then you got the digital advertising component, which is endless amounts of stuff that you could do to market a business. When it comes to handyman services, I guess just touching on the basics super quick. Obviously, I mean, I own handymanwebdesign.com. So website's important, guys. It's your home on the internet. It's your 24/7, 365 salesman. So having something set up where customers can find your contact information is good stuff to have. The other popular platforms, again, just covering the basics really quick. Posting to Facebook with your project photos, a little bit about yourself and your business. Having Yelp and other free online profiles that people use to find home services. That's all important stuff, all pointing back to your website, all pointing to your phone, same phone number, the same email address. So having a cohesive presence both online and then in person, like again, pointing back to Alan's polo. It's kind of like this whole cohesive unit. When you go to his website, his Facebook, to Alan's shirt, it's all communicating the same thing. He's a professional handyman.
Cohesive. I love that, man. And that really makes me think of the marketing deal that we came up with was the marketing funnel. I mean, the marketing filter, sorry. Is that, it's made up of the top 5 to 10 core values that you hold dear in your business. And that, I think, really helps you establish like a successful marketing strategy as well as a successful like person strategy. Because if you're marketing yourself as like a professional, guy that works with integrity, and you show up with like holes in your shirt, smoking a cigarette, smelling like beer, like that doesn't really, it's not cohesive. You know what I mean? So I think that's a very important aspect of it. So
being cohesive with cigarettes and beer would not be
right.
That wouldn't really work out long term.
Yeah. So if you guys are just chiming in, we would love to hear some questions that you might have as far as marketing. And if you are following us on Facebook, go ahead and allow StreamYard access to see your name so that we can see your name here. We see this Facebook user from Milford, Massachusetts. What's up? We got Steve Salkett in the house.
Maui Steve.
Maui Steve, what's up, bud? He says if you want to be successful, Jason Call is the advertising guru.
Oh, thank you.
Well
Steve.
said, Steve. And WCCG, that sounds like a radio station. This is Jason Call coming from you, WCCG, San Diego, California. Yeah, so me and Jason do know each other. It's awesome. We got Morales Campos in the house. He says, hi, guys. Nice to watch you on live. That's a question that I'm going to ask. Thanks, Alan Lee. Not sure what the question is there. Do you know, Jason?
Maybe the one that we kind of covered real quick already as far as the basics. That'd be my first guess.
That's smart. Okay, Morales. Well, it's great to have you here. And if you guys got any more questions, we would love to hear them. But yeah, I think that goes into what you said about the cohesiveness. I thought that was an interesting topic because, who you portray yourself to be online needs to be who you are in person. And sometimes I think, especially in this day and age, it's very easy to not have that cohesiveness. Because it's like we can be one person online and another person offline. And I think it's important, like, so for me, like, I like it because when I show up at people's houses for an estimate, like, they're like, oh, hey, you look just like your Facebook picture, or you look just like the guy on your website. And I'm like, well, I try, like, that's, and so I show up with my clipboard. I show up with these little brochures that, like, everything, like cohesiveness, right? Everything is branded the same. Right. And this, this thing is like based on our core values, this little brochure here. So this is
That's a beautiful family photo, by the way. I love it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. There you go. This camera is weird. It's like where to hold it. Okay, there you go. Brian Cornelius says it's called a catfish handyman. Okay, yeah, my aunt got caught up in one of those. She like some guy catfished her online. Is like, hey, I want to come visit you from Dubai, but I need $10,000. And long story short, she sent him 10 grand and never heard from him. You want to read the one by Levy Ray, Jason?
Let's see. Levy Ray. Hey, name is Levy. Hey, Levy. Jason, when you build a handyman website, do you insist on being the host? Yes, we do host all our client sites. That's a requirement. Long story short is I've had tons of experience with all kinds of discount hosts like GoDaddy, Bluehost, HostGator, and experienced lots and lots of issues and headaches, malware attacks, stuff like that, you name it. So we do require all our hosting for our customers because it's super premium, fast, secure, so that there's no headaches on that technical hosting front.
Right, you spent a lot of money on your hosting where it's like super legit and secure,
yeah,
right?
It's all private server. There's no other websites on the server with you. So you can get very technical when it comes to hosting. And so we just go to the distance as far as hosting, especially nowadays where more and more speed and security of a website is also a big factor for your SEO, for your search engine optimization. So Google loves to serve websites that are both secure and running very fast. So that's all dependent. A big part of that is the website host. Let's see. The second question from Levy was landing pages more and more seem to have video running. Can you do? Yes, video is, ask Alan. He's kind of, the video master, but yeah, video is so important nowadays. More and more people are digesting content with video. That's why YouTube has become the second biggest search engine, only second to Google. So video, very popular. We do have a video team that basically if someone sends us some clips of them, they can kind of make it into this really cool commercial style video. So that is something that we can help you with. Alan has one on his YouTube channel and on his website. So honestlyhandyman.com is a great, perfect example of like the kind of video that we can do. So yeah, and even if it's not a professional video, creating videos of yourself, talking on the job, explaining who you are, that's all great stuff. I know one of our customers and someone on the handyman journey, Jared Shaw with Breezy Home Solutions. He does an awesome job with video.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He does the live video like on a regular basis. And it's just like, if I was in Lincolnton, like he'd be my guy for everything, just because he's so, not even going to his website, not even going anywhere else. Like his Facebook live videos that he does is it's just really effective at portraying
Yeah.
who he is and then what he does.
Yeah, and we were talking about this, me and Jason here just a few minutes ago, like the way that Facebook's algorithm work, right? Facebook and Instagram, they want people to stay on Facebook and Instagram as long as they can. So if you can post a video talking about your business or whatever, that's going to get more viewership than just a regular post. So videos, even just on your Facebook page, just say, hey guys, my name is, Jimmy Ray, and I'm from Reno, Nevada. I do this, this, and this. Today I'm working on this fence post. How can I help you out? Go to jimmyrayhandyman.com, and like just put it out there.
Yeah, even just like a couple minutes, like Jared. I know his videos aren't very long. And yes, Alan did mention like Facebook's algorithm. They do, your video is going to be seen a lot more than if you just write in text what you're doing. Even just posting a photo, that's going to get more visibility, more reach, as they call it on Facebook. But video is the king as far as like which piece of content should I post. Video is always going to perform better in visibility and then likely engagements. So people just liking it if it's good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Do any of you guys got any more questions out there? We would love to answer some questions. There's one question here from WCCG. You want to take that, Jason?
Yeah, that's more related to like the services that we provide. WCCG, my phone number and email is on handymanwebdesign.com. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have about our specific services. So mostly just want to answer like anything marketing related. Of course it is what I do, but just any marketing related questions for your business specifically, happy to answer that. If you have a question about my services, just if you could find my phone number or email and just shoot me a message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And, there's a lot of things that you can do marketing wise online, but I think in this day and age, we need to always be marketing. Like I talk about it a lot, like this is how political campaigns work, right? So like they go off name recognition. So if you go to the polls and you don't know who the heck's running, right? But you're like, Jim Doyle, like, I've seen that name before. And you don't know where you saw it, but you saw it on this one street corner that you always drive by every single morning, a sign for Jim Doyle, right? Your subconscious is gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna vote for him because he's the guy I know, so he's probably the most trustworthy, right? That may or may not be true. Our minds play tricks on us all the time, but in a marketing perspective, you want to get your name out there as much as possible, right? It takes what is it? It takes 7 or 8 times of you being seen before people decide to buy from you. Is that correct, Jason?
Yeah, that's a pretty general marketing stat is like 7, it takes 7 times for someone to be exposed to your business before they will pick up the phone and call you.
So it's always interesting when we talk about specifically about posting things on your Facebook business page, right? People will do it twice and be like, oh, no one's commenting, no one's liking it, so why do it, right? It's not about that. It's not about those 1 or 2 posts. It's about each time you post, that's another engagement that you potentially have with a client, right? So even if you posted 10 times and you've had 1 engagement, maybe at post 5 or something, like someone may have joined in at post 7, and so they need another 3 posts before they reach their, it's all psychological at this point, right? So if you are out there constantly every single day as the handyman in the town that you live in, when something goes wrong, whether someone's, water heater blows up or kitchen faucet starts leaking, they're going to remember, they're like, oh, I'm going to call that guy because I've seen him more often. Like, I love it when I go to clients' houses and they're like, I love how much you're on Facebook or YouTube. I'm like, oh, you follow me on YouTube? They're like, oh, yeah, we see you all the time, or we see you post on Facebook every single day. And they just love it, right? Especially old people. Like, they just want connection. So it's just like be out there and be the guy that you market to be. It's kind of an interesting perspective,
Yeah, and that's like, it's huge because at the end of the day, people love people. Like, Facebook is Facebook because people love people. I mean, they love that connection. And so that's an advantage too that a small business has to its like corporate counterpart or this, big business counterpart, is that you have the power to create that connection personally. It's right there. You're in your hands. You can be posting to social media. You can be posting like selfies or family stuff, kind of giving people an insight into who you are as the business owner. And people crave that. Like Alan said, he shows up to a house and it's like they already know him, but Alan's never met them.
Right.
In the same way too, I have some people that call me that become customers, and it's like we already know each other because they've seen video content or they've seen this and that. And so that connection is huge. It's you can start to develop a relationship with a lifelong customer before you ever even go to their house to do the job. And that's a big part of marketing is like, it's not going to be make a post, get a bunch of jobs. It's make posts every day, consistently show up, have that cohesive messaging and branding. And 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, that's when stuff really starts ramping up.
Definitely. Yeah, I wanted to hop on this. Again, if you guys have any questions at all, I know there's people chiming in all the time. Drop us some questions about marketing, either for Jason or me. I wanted to highlight this again. I know I mentioned this earlier, but this is a little brochure that we keep handy. And this is something that we train people on here at the Handyman Journey Business Coaching, is in our business systems dominations class, like how to create systems for your business so that when people call you, like they're ready to buy from you. They called you because they want to work with you. So this is something that we give to every client when we come and do an estimate. And there's nothing that's shocking in here, because when the clients first reach out to us, like they should, like, this is just part of it. They're like, oh yeah, they give me a professional brochure. Like that's just who they are, right? And this big time came from Jason, right? This is some marketing gold right here. So I have in here, this is basically based on our marketing filter. So all of our core values that we base our business on are directly in here. One big thing here, as you can see, is family, right? Like people know, like when they are hiring me, they're hiring my family. Like you could even take it a step further. They're putting food in my daughter's mouth. You know what I mean? Like there's some bad jokes out there. It's like, you know, when someone goes in and, you know, to do a job and then someone declines, you can be like, okay, you're taking the sandwich right out of my daughter's mouth, you know, but don't do that. And then it lists a little bit about who we are. And one other thing that I really point in here is every month we give 10% of our profits to go help fight or to help rebuild homes that were damaged by wildfires here in California and help free kids from the sex trade industry. So this really doesn't tell them what kind of handyman work we do, but it tells them who we are. Because I'm trying to sell myself, not necessarily what I do. If you can sell yourself first and sell them your why, people are going to buy from you all day long. Then on this page, we got our 22-point home maintenance inspection, which this is really like shows them what we do, right? And we're more than willing to do this home maintenance inspection for them for free. But the first thing that we want is we want them to see who we are, you know, and then obviously on the back, we got how they can contact us. But I think if you need a brochure like this, you should definitely look at getting one. I think they're very helpful, and they've definitely helped me sell a lot more jobs and get to know more people, because people would be like, oh, you have a daughter too? Let me tell you about my daughter, right? Like it's just connection. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I love that brochure. It's something in your hand too. So when you're walking into a house, it's kind of like a salesman thing, you know, like having something in your hand. That idea came from, I remember, Alan, I told you the story about this roofing company. They came and like bid a roof for us. And this guy showed up with this like packet, and it had their brand, their logo right on the front. It was a nice like, you know, little folder, and it had their insurance information. It had like a letter. It had, you know, a photo of their family and how long they've been in business. And I was just like, wow, this is way more professional than, you know, we had like 3 or 4 bids, and they were not the cheapest, but they appeared to have like the highest quality and the most integrity. And you just kind of like, man, I really trust these guys. But it all started with Jim showing up at my door with this packet and, you know, kind of doing that front end kind of sales. But that packet was a big part of it because I got to read it afterwards. So.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. So we're going to close here in a few minutes, guys. But if you guys have any questions at all, any last minute questions, drop them here. We'd be happy to, you know, get in touch with you. If you need to talk to either of us, my name is Alan Lee. You can find me over at handymanjourney.com. Jason Call at handymanwebdesign.com. Jason, do you have any last things to add before we kind of close out here?
One thing too about the brochure, I love how you have your neighborhood handyman. So that's just like the feel goods coming from that is just, it's real, you know, like your neighborhood handyman. Then you got the family photo. Like there's some real like good marketing there that's going to make a connection with somebody. There is a customer of ours, PJP Handyman. So Paul Pacheco, he had me add PJP Handyman, your home improvement specialist. And so he wanted to incorporate that throughout his branding, just to kind of get rid of any kind of connotation that his services were cheap. He is not cheap. He's a home improvement specialist. Like, you're hiring somebody that isn't just a handyman, doesn't just clean your dryer vents, but he can help you improve your home. That's his specialty. So kind of similar to your neighborhood handyman, where it's kind of that little extra, icing on the top, but it's like the slogan, if you will.
Yeah, you know where that came from? It's kind of a funny story. Who's the guy that played Spider-Man in the first ones? Was that Tobey Maguire? Is that his name?
I'm not good with celebrities.
Okay, well, anyways, there was a guy who follows us on YouTube, and he thought I looked like Tobey Maguire. So every single time I posted a video, he would say, look just like Tobey Maguire, your neighborhood handyman. Because, the Spider-Man is like your neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Yeah. So that's I'm like, funny. Okay, let's go with that. Your neighborhood handyman. So that's what I did. So thank you guys so much for chiming in today. This has been fun. Me and Jason Call here. We're going to try and do this on a bi-monthly occasion. So twice a month, we're just going to have a live here where we spitball with y'all, talk about marketing, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So if you guys have any last questions, drop them now or forever hold your peace. Well, until the next time we meet. But thank you all so much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
Yeah, see you guys.
Okay. All right, we'll see y'all later. Have a good one, guys.